All right, everyone, welcome back to JPC Spiritual Talk. It's Jared Campbell. So today's news updates. So we're going to talk about shockwaves in Ukraine and beyond, and more Russian advances in Ukraine. We're going to talk about the Chinese AI commanders, secret operations in meetings with Putin and some others. We're going to talk about, are the Ukrainians killing their own soldiers when they tried to surrender to the Russians after being severely injured? Right? We have a video to watch on that as well if you want to stick around. I like to do these outside, but I tried to do the first video and it was a lot of glare outside. So without further ado, we're going to get our screen shared over. We're going to jump right into this. We have like 7 articles to cover that I put together. So without further ado, the screen shared over, we'll jump right into it, get right to business. So our first thing we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about the Chinese development of an AI military commander. It's an interesting article. We do have a video to watch, right? We'll see if it plays. I tried when I first tried doing video and the video wouldn't play for some reason. So hopefully we can get it to play. All right, so here we go. So global earthquake, right? China gives AI commander supreme powers, will lead PLA forces on all war fronts. They train the military commander AI, give it supreme powers. So China has developed an AI military commander that has supreme powers, causing significant stir in global scientific military circles. This AI is designed to operate without human intervention and undergoes extensive training in Chinese labs, participating in virtual wars to mimic human behavior, including flaws, right? According to the article. It was created by the National Defense University. It aims to address personnel shortages in the PLA's senior command during significant wartime campaigns. The AI commander involved in large-scale war games is intended to make critical war decisions, especially when human commanders are not available. Despite its advanced capabilities, the ultimate command remains with the Chinese Communist Party. The AI learns from victories, it also learns from defeats, making it a dynamic tool for military strategy. However, China, according to the article, is unlikely to deploy this thing in actual combat anytime soon, focusing instead on simulations and exercises, right? So it's kind of my objective summary, the article. So the video in this article, right? This one, it wouldn't translate. I couldn't find subtitles. I did, however, find one. This is the one I hopefully will play for us, right? So let's kind of get over to it. All right.
Very soon, very important not to move the head, okay?
Participant is presented with a series of images, each lasts for 9 seconds.
As you see, though, the video is for August 1st of 2023, right? This is probably part of their research that's been ongoing. So. All right. So some of this AI stuff, right, for me is pretty scary, right? It's it's very interesting where our world is going. So I thought it was a pretty cool article to share. I thought that was a pretty cool video to share as well. It's part of whatever the Chinese are doing their research into this AI stuff. So it's very interesting, right? I mean, it's a scary world we live in, right? So let's move on. All right. So our next agenda here, let's translate this. So we're going to talk about dramatic scenes in Torsticks. The Russian army occupied Sumy and entered Servini and Kurovo. Kiev accuses Surisky of treason. Ukrainian defense collapsed along the entire front. So in Torsticks here, dramatic scenes unfold as the Russian army captured Sumy and advanced into Servini and Kurovo, causing the collapse of Ukrainian defenses. The Russians are now nearly 3 kilometers from Torstic and have cut off the road to Konstantovka, a key supply route for the Ukrainian garrison. This rapid advance has led Kiev to investigate how the Russian forces managed to break through so swiftly. So let's look through this article, all right? About to see a video here in a second with Russian artillery destroying a concentration of enemy forces. Talking about the Ukrainian army. So amid these developments, Kiev is rushing reserves from Konstantovka to Torstic. However, their supply routes are compromised due to the Russian advances, including in the New York area, known as Nova Grodusvokia. I had a hard time with that one. Ukrainian MP Mariana Bazula accused Sector Commander A. Surisky and General Yuri Sudol of treason and poor military decisions that led to the heavy personnel losses and ignored intelligence warnings. The situation in Kiev is marked by chaos and accusations of betrayal among military leaders. So that's going to get us into eventually what we're going to talk about. If it is the Ukrainians killing their own people, right? And that's another article we'll get to in a second, but stick around. So let's look at this one for a second. So Russian artillery destroyed a concentration of enemy force. Something about Ukrainians, right? Remember, the links are in the description boxes, so you pull these links up, right? I do apologize for if I mispronounce some of the names. You know, I do try, right? So a new Ka-52 came out of the footage, shows a helicopter providing direct close air support. It's looking increasingly like Ukrainian frontline AD and manpads have been exhausted. We're not going to watch all of that. We'll watch some of it. All right, here's a map of how it's all playing out, right? So we kind of zoom in. So the Russians are definitely making some advances, right? In the areas in which this article is talking about. I wish these maps would translate so I could get a better feel. But at the same time, it's all I have right now until I find some other maps. I've tried looking and can't find some, but I'll keep looking. So how about the work of aviation, All right. So here, someone published extremely spectacular footage of a FOB attacks on Ukrainian armed force positions. So it's talking about those big bombs that we were talking about the other day. Right. There's another map. Kind of zoom in right there. Some of you that come on here, if you speak Ukrainian or Russian, you can always in the comment box help us out. That'd be cool. I like to learn too and learn more. So another Bradley roast, right? So they're just tearing up the Bradleys that we're sending. Interesting. A lot of the Russian videos, they put music in them. So that's why I quickly tried to turn it to mute. I don't know why they sometimes put music in the videos they do. And sometimes, YouTube will strike it as copyright. Sometimes it doesn't. So I tried to go mute as fast as possible because I really want to show you all what's going on. And, so here's a video of them launching an Iskander missile. Interesting. Another map. All right. So moving on. All right. So we get through this. So here we go. Remember this guy? Some of you have watched documentaries on Ukraine. So secret council meeting. Putin and Yankovich. The operation to recapture Kiev and extensive war preparations in Belarus. Will he be the first president of the new Russia? So this is interesting. Let's scroll through this article, right? So a secret meeting between the Russian President Putin and Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko and former Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych was held in Belarus, speaking speculations about war preparations and a possible new offensive against Ukraine. Yanukovych might become the president of the so-called New Russia, encompassing territories like Donetsk, Lugansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia. Belarus has also adopted a new military doctrine, allowing for involvement in conflicts abroad and is readying for potential war. So it's preparing for potential war, especially against aggression from Poland and the Baltic states. Belarusian regions bordering Ukraine are also on high alert. And these are reports of Russian helicopters and aircraft landing in Belarus, potentially preparing for an offensive. Ukrainian intelligence indicates increased military activity and troop movements near the Belarusian border. Belarus conducted surprise inspections of its military units, and Ukraine is bolstering its border defenses. These developments underscore escalating tensions and the possibility of a renewed regional conflict. All right. So here is this video. I think this was back in March of 2022. These guys probably haven't seen each other in a while. So meanwhile, Yankovic claimed to ride to Belarus. The last time Yankovic was in March of 22 at the beginning of the full-scale invasion of Ukraine. All right. All right. Here we go. Our next article here. So taking the U.S. from the inside, right? Probably things that we already knew. Chinese intelligence, a breath away from 19 U.S. bases. Beijing surveillance network. Chinese espionage on U.S. soil. So Chinese espionage activities on U.S. soil pose a significant national security threat. As detailed in the New York Post report, Chinese entities have purchased farmland near 19 U.S. military bases, raising concerns about potential sabotage or intelligence gathering. Examples include properties near Fort Liberty in North Carolina and MacDill Air Force Base in Florida. Chinese spies may use agricultural operations as covers to install surveillance technologies such as drones and infrared scans to monitor military activities. The report highlights previous espionage attempts, including Chinese nationals attempting to breach military installations and using drones for surveillance. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security warns of Chinese spies entering the U.S. disguised as immigrants. Prominent Chinese investors, some with ties to the Chinese Communist Party, have acquired significant land near military sites, increasing the risk of espionage. The situation underscores escalating tensions between the U.S. and China, especially given China's potential plans to invade Taiwan. Interesting. Here's a map of Chinese-owned farmlands in America, right? Take a look at that. Look at that right there. Isn't that something? That's something right there. Here we go.
Gordon, I mentioned the number of apprehensions at the southern border of Chinese nationals. Over the last year, it is up 1,300%. Do you think these people are running from the Communist Party, or are they being directed to come and stay in America until further word?
Both. First of all, we're seeing desperate middle-class Chinese. These are generally not poor people because they can afford to pay $35,000 a head to the Mexican cartels to bring them in. But among them are packs of males of between 5 and 15 who are of military age, not coming with family groups, pretending not to speak English, and engaging in Chinese military rituals like drinking blood. A border section patrol chief said that some of them are known to have Chinese military affiliations. So clearly these are saboteurs coming into America to wage war on the United States on the first day that there is war in Asia.
That is just drinking blood? Is that what you just said?
Yes. One of the Chinese military rituals is to slaughter an animal, in this case, chickens. Michael Yan, a war correspondent, has seen this. And they drink the blood. And this was done in a hotel in Panama after they crossed the Darien Gap from Colombia. So we know that these are Chinese military coming into our country.
You see the date on the video, right? It's been going on for a while. So always pay attention to the dates of some of these videos, right? Because it tells you things have been going on for a while. Look at each and every one of them, right? Take a look at this, right? Does this really make sense? Right? People need to start waking up. You know, when I see something like that, we truly, truly have a problem on our southern border, right? And it shouldn't matter whether you're Republican or Democrat, conservative or liberal, independent, libertarian, it doesn't matter, right? You can see that we have a problem on our border, right? So here, what I wanted to get to. Let's translate this. This is the Ukrainian soldier, right? We're going to talk about this. We're going to watch a quick video. So a wounded and exhausted Ukrainian soldier attempted to surrender to Russian forces, but was targeted by Ukrainian FPV drone, leaving him severely injured. The Russians tried to help him by dropping water, painkillers, and a radio via drone to establish contact. Despite these efforts, the Ukrainian soldier likely did not survive. So let's see these videos. Take a look at that, right? Continuation, seeing that the Ukrainian was alive, Russian soldiers brought him a bottle of water and some painkillers. Later, Russian soldiers also dropped a radio and got in touch with him, right? So let me get this straight. So the Ukrainians are mad at some of their commanders and accusing them of treason because the Russians have broken through some areas. But yet we watch a video of them killing one of their own who's just trying to surrender because he's already injured, right? Till they make the injuries worse. Why not just let the guy surrender, right? Which one would you think is treason? Killing your own, or because people broke through some lines? Interesting thought, right? All right, let's move on. Our next article. As I translate this one, we're going to talk about, so in Russia, Ukrainian drones hit 4 oil refineries, radar stations, and weapon depots. So Ukrainian long-range drones attacked 4 Russian oil refineries and various military targets, including radar stations and weapon depots. The Ukrainian armed forces announced these attacks, which included facilities in the areas which are on your screen right there. The targeted refineries supply fuel to Russia's Black Sea fleet. Additional strikes hit radar and intelligence centers and Bronze and Crimea and command centers and Krasnodar. This attack follows Russia's airstrikes on Ukrainian energy facilities. And Rostov's Azov region, fires at oil storage facilities have been burning for over 24 hours due to Ukrainian drone attacks. Okay. All right. Here is one. It's probably not going to go, is it? Let's try one of these.
Летит где-то. Ебать!
And that's something.
Мразь! Охуеть! Яна, не выходи! Подожди, слушай звук. Пидобот, он, блядь, прям над крышей прилетел, бля, буду. Охуеть. А куда? Краснодарская НПЗ. В ту сторону. Слушай, сейчас будет взрыв. Пидорасы ебаные. Охуеть, ебать.
All right. Here we go. We're about to close out now. I just want to cover a little bit of this. So, Shazavar, Ukrainian forces deploy reinforcements to defend strategic city. The situation is extremely difficult. So, Ukraine has deployed reinforcements to Chazhyar, a strategic city on the eastern front, which is critical as a gateway to major cities and Donbass. The 24th Motorized Brigade is bolstering defenses amid a challenging situation, facing heavy attacks from Moscow, which aims to push towards Kremlin. The brigade admitted to suffering. The brigade admitted All right, I'm back. I apologize for that. So Ukraine has deployed reinforcements to Chazhyar, a strategic city on the eastern front, which is critical as a gateway to major cities in Donbass. The 24th Motorized Brigade is bolstering defenses amid a challenging situation, facing heavy attacks from Moscow, which aims to push towards Kremlin. The brigade admitted to suffering casualties while inflicting significant damage on the enemy forces. So they say they inflicted significant damage to the Russian forces. Video footage shows the city in ruins with smoke rising. A recent shelling in a nearby city, Silindov, killed 2 people and wounded 3. Despite recent Russian advances, Ukrainian forces halted a major Russian ground operation in the Kharkiv province. Right. All right. So here is a video of the city that it's talking about. If not, I'm going to have to try and probably go back out. It looks like I'm going to have to do that. Right. There we go. All right. So that city is in ruins, right? You know, when we look at what war does, it's sad. It's sad that this is happening and how things like this keep happening. Right? Always makes me reflect all the time. There truly, really is no winners. Right? The only winners are those who make money off stuff like this. Sometimes that is a sad reality that many get rich off war. Let that be a closing thought. That there's so many out there who get rich off stuff like this, people's lives being torn up, but they get rich over it. So let that be a final reflection as we close out, right? That this video went longer than I wanted it to, once again, but I like to take my time and show things. So I hope you all take your time through these videos, right? Thank you all again for following JPC Spiritual Talk. Chair Wesley Campbell. I'm out.